Hey guys there. A little bit of a rough day. So we had that big old meta miss, which looks like they ended up finishing down negative 24.56%. $98 now. That's crazy. I kind of thought we would see a bigger overall red day today, to be honest, with the GDP reading coming in, especially how markets overreacted yesterday. But then again, maybe that's why we didn't sell off, is because markets overreacted so much yesterday. But overall, I would say today is a bearish day for me. A bearish, going forward for tomorrow, short term sort of day. The biggest thing I am seeing right now is this and this. You can see we had this nice run up. This almost really looked like a bull flag and pop, but I'm getting smacked down. So we're kind of seeing almost the exact same thing, a nice run up and then kind of consolidation, and then we could drop after hours, kind of agrees too. So the one thing to think about here is this key 378 level. We are pretty much separated right here in this green and gray channel. I kind of would have liked to and would have thought we would have done this, but we didn't get there today. So the biggest thing I'm watching tomorrow is 378. If we break through and close below 378, I will be more bearish going forward, and I will expect a 360s test. However, if we can hold 378 before the market closes tomorrow, I might actually be more bullish that we could see 390 next week sometime. The thing to note about the SPY weekly is we have this huge gravestone doji on a breakout starting right here, and you can see the last gravestone doji, what that did was a sell-off week, and up here too in the uptrend with the doji resulted in a sell-off. So kind of saw the same thing right here too. We had a push up and then a sell-off. So I'm watching that closely. Looking at futures, so the biggest thing, as I said, we are here yesterday, and look at that. We are pretty much right there. So if the pattern continues, we should see a pretty red day tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So the biggest thing that happened was that huge Amazon earnings dumped the market super hard right after hours, and we were down almost 1%, 1.5% or something like that. And then we recovered before close. So overall, the biggest thing I'm seeing here on futures is we rejected like I thought we would go overnight and touch that 38.70 range before we would come down, and we sure did do that. And now we did break through in this 38.05 level, and now we're turning that into resistance right now. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on 38.05 overnight. And then next key level is right here at 37.70. You can see this red bull channel is right here overnight. We'll be looking at 37.50 in for tomorrow. Another thing to note, and I didn't talk about it right here in SPY, is we had these really nice rising wedges that we broke out of, so that should open the downside. I spoke about that yesterday though. So we broke through, we're through, so we should see some downside now. I would like to see a retest of this support line, and if we can hold that, then I will be bullish going forward. However, if we break through that, I'll be obviously bearish. Looking at Apple, so Apple's interesting. It did technically beat on earnings. It had gotten really smacked down at first, but then now it's recovering. We're just kind of floating pretty much flat. The keyest thing I'm seeing here on Apple is that it really put a peak in, and it broke through its bull channel. So this is the same bull channel you see right here on futures and right here on SPY. What that tells me is that we are going to see some downside, and that's what I'm looking for. So even regardless of earnings, I think this week and next week we're going to see further downside in Apple. Key support is right here at 144.7, followed by 142.8 is the next key level, and then we have right here at 141.1. Key resistance is going to be right here at that 148, and then especially right at 149.3. I will look and watch this resistance line of this kind of carrot top, I call it. I guess it's also called an upset or a V top, but I call it a carrot top. If we can hold under that tomorrow, which is right there at 146.2, then that would be more bearish going forward. The Apple weekly candle looks even more bearish than SPY and futures. So we can kind of see the pattern happen last year in May too. We had a red week, we had a green week, and then we put a doji, and then what happened? We dumped. So we're kind of seeing the same thing right here. We had a bottom, we popped, we dojied, dump. So I'm actually looking at downside next week. Then there was Tesla. Tesla's a tough one, I tell you. So we had that huge rising wedge that I said I was watching. Most impressively this morning, before it had broken down, it actually held support, rallied all the way to 234 to test resistance, and then dumped. And at one point, it had to be early because I had to leave this morning because my kid was sick. But it was holding perfectly in this rising wedge, and then finally we broke down, and that's when I decided to play a little longer term short put position on Tesla. I thought we would have maybe came down to 219.2 today, but Tesla really held up and looked pretty strong. So key thing I'm watching tomorrow is this bull channel. With the overall market being smacked down, I'm wondering if Tesla is going to see a smackdown too. We kind of really do have a bigger candle body doji right here on an uptrend, so that could point to some downside. The key support that bulls want to hold is 225. Once we lose 225 tomorrow, or if we open below it and then test it and reject it, I would be looking for 219. And really, honestly, we could even come down to 215 if we really had a big red day. That'd be about $11 sell-off, which is about what Tesla has been doing movement-wise, is about $11 to $14 of movement, so it's definitely within the realm. So that's kind of where I'm at. Looking at the Tesla weekly, we're just kind of forming this 225 to 205 channel, and I kind of talked about it in my actual written, but really this 230 to 205 right here, it's just kind of a chop channel. So this is kind of like what they did back here before it finally broke out. So I really take any opportunity close to 230 as a put opportunity, and any opportunity close to 205 as a call opportunity. So then you got the VIX. The VIX really did put in a Dragonfly Doji right here after touching this key previous resistance, now support level of 27. So with what happened after hours, we really could see the VIX shoot back up and close back over 28.4. A closing back over 28.4 would actually, to me, signal downside for next week also. Looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is getting smacked back down now, and now it's broken back below its 20.3, and it looks like it's going to, in about 36 minutes, close back below that daily previous channel resistance. So that's a failed breakout. I mentioned this 100 EMA was a major resistance level that I didn't think we would get through. It's been since April since it's broken through that level. So I will be looking for downside. If crypto's dropping, I expect the market to drop too. All right, I hope you guys had a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning into this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button to stay updated. I am providing my Discord link right here. That's the lifetime link. If it doesn't work, go ahead and send me a message and I will get you a new link. I do have a pre-market update I do every day where I update with supports and resistances and different scenarios that might play out through the day. I also do a live commentary throughout the day with updates and changes, and I do push out buy and sell alerts on SPY and other tickers that I'm trading at the time. Currently, membership is $20 per month or $228 per year. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok under SPY Optionaire, or Reddit under Daddy Dirch.